Okay, let's unpack this.
Hmm.
Have you ever stared at a business challenge or even, a tricky personal project and felt completely stuck?
Hmm.
Like you're just scratching the surface of what's really going on and have no idea where to even begin fixing it.
Happens all the time.
Today, we're diving deep into the true art of problem solving. It's not just about identifying symptoms, it's about uncovering those hidden leverage points that can spark surprising precision and massive growth.
And what's truly fascinating here is that while every business might feel unique in its struggle, the core challenges often fall into remarkably predictable patterns.
Predictable, really?
Predictable patterns. We'll show you how to cut through the noise using data and a clear framework to pinpoint exactly where you can apply pressure for, well, transformational results.
Exactly. We've taken a deep dive into some compelling case studies from a top business strategist,
Mm.
looking at real-world scenarios that are surprisingly relatable.
Yeah, very
We're
relatable.
talking luxury stylists, cocktail consultants, even trophy manufacturers.
Right.
You're going to hear about the exact, sometimes counterintuitive questions that were asked, the aha moments that completely shifted perceptions about the true issues,
Those light bulb moments.
and the ingenious practical techniques used to turn things around. Think of this as your shortcut to a clearer roadmap for problem identification and solution, whether you're building a business empire or just tackling a tricky project. So what does this all mean for you?
Hmm.
So the first critical step in solving any problem isn't jumping to conclusions or, immediate fixes.
No, definitely not.
It's about asking the right questions, peeling back the layers. This deep dive into these case studies reveals that often the biggest problems are hiding in plain sight,
Right there in front of you.
or maybe in the numbers we aren't looking at closely enough.
Which immediately raises a fundamental question for any entrepreneur or leader. Are you truly looking at your business through the lens of objective data?
Good question.
Because the foundational technique for precise diagnosis is getting your numbers not just present, but really understood.
Okay, let's start with Ashley, a luxury stylist. She was making good money, but felt completely stuck, convinced her biggest hurdle was a lack of new leads.
Right, the classic need more leads problem, or so she thought.
But when the strategist looked at her numbers, the story they told was dramatically different. Her lifetime value to customer acquisition cost ratio, her LTV to CAC, phenomenal.
What was it?
A staggering 16 to 1, sometimes even 23 to 1 in certain
Wow.
channels. Now, for those of you who might be new to these terms, that means for every dollar she spent to acquire a customer, she's getting 16 to 23,000 back. Incredible.
And this is where the true insight emerges. A robust LTV.CAC ratio like Ashley's tells you the core economics of your business are incredibly healthy.
It's healthy.
The profound revelation here wasn't that her business model was broken. It was that the only significant barrier to explosive growth was simply a volume issue.
Just volume.
Her show rates for appointments were 100%, close rates 50%. Those are gold standards.
Amazing numbers.
The challenge wasn't optimization or fixing a broken process. It was purely about turning up the tap and getting more qualified people in the door. That's a surprisingly clear and honestly a powerful problem to have.
Yeah, much better than the alternative. So, while Ashley was sitting on this gold mine, Ben, a cocktail consultant, faced a very different, yet, equally common hurdle.
Okay.
Inconsistent revenue, agonizingly long sales cycles, and a jaw-dropping customer acquisition cost of $12,000.
12,000, wow.
Right. What did those numbers immediately signal to the strategist?
Well, a $12,000 customer acquisition cost is an immediate scream from the data, like a huge red flag.
Totally.
It signals a fundamental misalignment in the offer and the sales process, not necessarily a lack of market demand.
Okay. Offer and sales process.
Yeah, it tells you that the path from initial interest to a signed client is just fraught with significant friction or maybe a lack of perceived value. It leads to this immense cost just to get someone to convert.
And then there's Cody, who runs a trophy business. His LTV seemed decent on the surface, but his net margins were alarmingly low.
Okay, low margins.
He felt his costs were simply too high. That was his diagnosis. But what did the numbers actually point to here?
Low net margins, even with a seemingly good LTV, are a direct spotlight on pricing.
Pricing, not costs.
Well, it challenges that assumption. If you're not profitable on a free customer, like someone who's already bought from you multiple times, a repeat customer, it's a really strong indicator that your pricing structure is probably off.
Right.
It forces you to look at whether the value you're delivering is actually being monetized properly, instead of just blaming costs.
It's becoming clear that it's not just about having numbers, but what those numbers reveal about where you're leaking opportunities or maybe where you're constrained.
Exactly. Leaks and constraints.
Take Ashley again, the stylist. She had 1,800 clicks to her website, but only 8 actual sales. 8. What's the deeper insight there beyond just low conversion?
Well, it is a classic conversion leak, sure, but the insight runs deeper than just needs a better website.
All right.
The problem was that her prospects weren't ready for a direct sales call immediately. There was zero incentive for them to opt in or schedule a call unless they were, like, in dire pain.
Ah, right. They needed warming up.
Precisely. The true revelation was understanding that her ideal client needed a journey, education, trust building, before they were ready to engage in a high-ticket conversation. This nuance of the buyer journey is often missed.
That's a critical point.
Yeah.
So beyond just conversion rates, what other major constraints or leaks do these numbers often expose?
Another crucial diagnostic question is always, what are your current constraints? Is it demand? Or is it your ability to deliver on that demand, your supply?
Demand versus supply.
Yeah. For Raymond, who runs a multi-location chiropractor business, he was growing, but scaling revealed something interesting. His previous founder magic, those intuitive, maybe unscalable processes he personally used.
Right. The stuff that only he could do.
Exactly. That magic wasn't translating across all locations. And the data started showing this through inconsistent performance. It immediately highlighted sales infrastructure and people operations as key systemic constraints.
Systemic. Okay. And what about the who? Understanding your ideal customer, your avatar.
Yeah.
That's critical beyond just marketing, isn't it? How does that inform problem diagnosis?
Oh, absolutely. Defining your ideal avatar, who you truly serve best, is a diagnostic question in itself. It's vital.
How so?
It's about aligning your efforts so you're attracting the right people and making sure your solutions resonate deeply with them. Ashley, for instance, she identified her dream clients as mom socialites and men CEOs going through big life transitions, divorce, new babies, that sort of thing.
Specific.
Very. And Ben, the cocktail guy, realized his best clients weren't small passion projects, but existing restaurants making $4 or plus annually.
Okay.
This alignment directly impacts your conversion and retention because you're speaking directly to the people you can help most effectively. It makes everything else easier.
Okay, so once you've gone through that deep diagnostic process, ask those probing questions, allow the data to reveal the true problem, then it's time for action.
Right. The fun part.
This is where the tactical techniques come into play, often turning those identified leaks into powerful levers for growth.
And the solutions aren't about just doing more. That's usually not the answer. They're about doing the right things, specifically targeted at those identified leverage points.
Makes sense.
Let's look at some of the powerful techniques that emerged from these cases.
Okay, let's start with Ben, the cocktail consultant. That $30,000 service was incredibly tough to sell cold, leading to that astronomical $12K customer acquisition cost.
Yeah, tough sell up front.
So what was the ingenious solution that tackled both the sales cycle and the cost?
The solution was brilliant, really. It was to create a low-friction, high-value front-end offer, a $5,800 pricing audit.
Pricing audit, okay.
Yeah, and this wasn't just a discount. It was an immediate, tangible, valuable win for the client. It demonstrated Ben's expertise and solved an urgent problem for them right away.
Gets his foot in the door with value.
Exactly. It creates a clear ascension path for customers. It allows Ben to recoup cash quickly, build that crucial trust, and then naturally upsell to the full $30,000 retainer. It's about breaking down a huge sale into digestible, valuable steps.
Smart. And what about Cody's trophy business with those low margins? The strategy shifted from cost plus
To value-based pricing.
Right.
The bold move there was to experiment with small, consistent price increases, like maybe 5% or 6% monthly,
Just small increases.
or even 80-20 split tests on his highest sales velocity items. Test it out. This seemingly small shift could potentially double his profit almost instantly without needing more sales volume, just pure profit.
Wow, just from pricing. And for a last salon, a much simpler yet effective pricing tweak involved introducing a 20% weekend surge pricing.
Yeah, surge pricing.
It sounds basic, but how did that serve as a profit booster and a leverage point?
Well, it's about optimizing demand, really. It encourages customers to book during off-peak hours or pay a premium for peak times.
Smooths things out.
Exactly. Smooths out demand fluctuations and boosts revenue. Plus, here's the clever bit. Offering same pricing without surge as a benefit of a membership program.
Ah, creates an incentive.
Right. It creates a clear value proposition for the membership, turning a potential price objection into a reason to join.
Okay, thinking back to Ashley's 1,800 clicks, but only 8 sales, that massive conversion leak, what specific solution plugged that hole?
It wasn't just any lead magnet. It had to be a banging lead magnet, as the strategist put it, tailored to her client's journey.
So not just schedule a call.
Definitely not. That assumes immediate readiness to buy, which wasn't true. Instead, it became something like a personal style assessment based on skin tone, hair color, something genuinely useful.
Provides instant value.
Exactly. It provided value immediately, built trust, and engaged prospects at a much earlier stage of their decision-making. And for Ben, the cocktail guy, cleaning up his funnel meant removing bad friction.
Bad friction.
Yeah, like asking for the same information twice, annoying stuff. And adding a video sales letter, a VSL, before the sales call to pre-sell the service and set clear expectations.
That makes sense. Streamlining.
Yeah.
But you mentioned friction. There's also good friction. What does that look like?
Right. Good friction is intentional friction that actually qualifies prospects and saves everyone valuable time.
Oh.
For Raymond the chiropractor, collecting qualification info like BANT, that's budget, authority, need, timing upfront, even before the first visit, helped prioritize the high-intent leads.
Weeds out the tire kickers?
Pretty much. Also, using a low-ticket offer like a 29 X-ray plus assessment over the phone where the credit card is secured up front. That significantly boosts show rates. We're talking nearly 100%.
Because they have skin in the game.
Exactly. It's a small commitment that signals serious intent.
And for lead acquisition itself, for a business like Raymond's, what's the clear advice when you've identified a channel that's working incredibly well, like his Google ads?
Oh, the advice is unequivocally double down on what works.
Why?
Relentlessly.
Tone money in.
If your LTV.Seiki is strong, like Raymond's 24.1 ratio, for every dollar spent, he's getting $24 back, you should absolutely outspend your competitor.
Hey, Salcom, makes sense.
Totally. He was literally advised, tell your agency to double ad spend and actively find more keywords. Because the return is just so high. It's economic arbitrage in action.
Right.
And for Ashley, scaling her affiliate program from 6 to 60 partners by consistently reaching out and hosting events, that was identified as a major lever for her.
Makes sense. And Cody.
With the trophy.
Yeah, Cody. His organic TikTok videos for gag gifts went viral. So the strategy was simple. Lean into that massively. Increase content creation from 1 to 3 videos a day. Leverage that free massive distribution. Okay, so it's not just about getting people in the door. It's about keeping them happy. And equally important, keeping your team effective and consistent. Right. Especially with multiple locations like Raymond.
Absolutely critical for scaling. For Raymond, standardizing the sales process for his doctors using a document demonstrate duplicate or DDDD framework was key.
Okay.
You create a clear checklist of best practices, then you demonstrate how to do it perfectly, and then crucially, you have them do it back to you for verification.
Ensures consistency.
Exactly. Ensures consistent delivery across every location, reducing reliance on that individual founder magic.
Makes sense. What about other operational examples? Like the restaurant?
Yeah, for a restaurant looking to increase alcohol sales, sometimes it's simple but powerful changes, like adding pairs well with drink suggestions right there on the menu items.
Subtle upsell.
Right. And training staff on daily scenarios, maybe with incentives like leaderboards or even getting schedule priority. These subtle shifts can significantly boost the bottom line without adding more work, just more profit. And sometimes the solution is actually subtraction. Like Cody's trophy business shutting down a retail store that was losing $50,000 a year.
Cutting the dead weight.
Exactly. That drops profit directly to the bottom line and consolidates focus where it matters.
Okay, wow. With all these potential insights and solutions, how do you possibly know what to tackle first? It can feel overwhelming.
Totally.
The strategist used a framework called ICE, Impact, Confidence, Ease. How does that help prioritize?
ICE is super useful. It's all about strategic allocation of your limited resources, time, money, energy, to the highest probability of high returns.
Okay, break it down. Impact, confidence, ease.
You prioritize actions that will have the biggest impact on your goals, where you have high confidence they'll actually succeed, and which are relatively easy to implement.
Got it. So you look for the sweet spot.
Exactly. Quick, high-impact wins come first. They build momentum and free up resources. For instance, there was a lawyer who was also running this floundering software business on the side.
Spreading himself thin.
Totally. The data clearly showed the software was just a drain. So the decision, guided by ICE, was harsh but necessary. Cut it entirely. Consolidate all attention on the high-profit legal services. Force all traffic to the most efficient monetization model.
Bold move.
Bold, but data-driven. Sometimes you have to prune to grow. As the strategist said, you can't help people if you're broke.
And it really highlights the profound power of focus, doesn't it? So often, entrepreneurs are spread too thin across too many ideas or businesses.
It's a classic trap.
What's the core belief there about focus?
The biggest breakthroughs often come from narrowing your attention, focusing laser-like on the highest leverage activities, even if it feels counterintuitive to cut something you've poured energy into.
Letting go is hard.
It is. But the ultimate goal isn't just making a single sale. It's getting a customer who then buys again and again, becoming profitable over time.
Like the LTV.
Exactly. The core belief is if you build a machine where you put $1 in and consistently get a substantial return, say $5, $10, $20 back, you should be willing, even eager, to put as many dollars in that machine as possible.
Feed the machine.
That's the economic arbitrage that fuels all sustainable growth. And sometimes, the most expensive thing you can possibly do is not test your prices, just leaving money on the table.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? We've unpacked how asking the right, often unexpected questions driven by clear data can reveal truly profound insights into business problems.
Real insights.
We've seen how targeted techniques from optimizing your offers and funnels to strategically empowering your team can turn those hidden problems into significant profit levers.
Yeah, the core takeaway from all these case studies is that true business growth isn't about guesswork or just blindly working harder. It's about strategic clarity.
Clarity first.
And then relentless execution based on what your numbers are objectively telling you. It's about knowing your customer intimately, plugging those often hidden leaks, and then rigorously, ruthlessly doubling down on what truly works.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What leaks might be hiding in your business, just waiting to be revealed by a deeper look at the data?
Yeah, what are you missing?
What untapped opportunities are you sitting on simply because the right question hasn't been asked yet? And maybe, just maybe, what single easy change could you make right now that would have a massive immediate impact on your bottom line?
Worth thinking about.
Go find out.